Well, before it gets too cold, I'm going to take cuttings of my hybrid. This is the Maypop times edulis. Remember the incarnata was the mom plant? I put the seeds down here and about 6 or 7 plants came up. I'm going to take cuttings from the top and I'm going to root them inside. I'm going to repurpose an aeroponic garden. It's a knockoff from Amazon, not the actual aerogarden, but it should still work. I'm going to take especially this one with the most anthocyanin in the leaves and stems. You can kind of see that it's more red than any of their plants here, but yeah, I really want to see if these are root hardy, or rather stem hardy. I don't think they're root hardy like the Maypop is, so I am going to cut them to about 4 inches above the ground, and then I'm going to mulch this. And I'm taking the cuttings just as a backup. Nothing special, nothing scientific here. I haven't put any markers to see which plant corresponds with the cutting. I'm just going to number them 1 through 6. And if anything does survive next spring, I'll root that. But yeah, these definitely need to be back crossed with incarnata. I don't think they're going to be hardy here as 50-50 hybrids. So yeah, just cutting to about 4 inches above the ground. So I'll have at least enough for 2 cuttings. The aeroponic garden has 12 slots. And I believe I have 6 or 7 plants here. 6 that grew well. There might be some seedlings at the bottom. I'm going to leave the seedlings. They weren't vigorous enough for our liking, so they'll just stay outside. But yeah, like I said, most likely all this will die. So these are good sizes here. You can see the red coloring in the stem. This is just like the parent, the edulis, which I've showed in previous videos. Yeah, it looks like I have 6 plants here. So yeah, let me get to it, cutting these, and I'll show you what that all looks like once I bring it inside. We did get flower buds on some of these, but there was not enough time for them to develop with the cold and they dropped off. So yeah, let's get these inside and I'll show you what the aeroponic garden looks like, which I'll be repurposing to root cuttings. Right, so I took 6 cuttings. I left the seedlings, like I said, they weren't vigorous enough. And the most important one, even though I don't know how hardy it's going to be, just based on the fact that it has this red coloring, which will probably translate into the flowers. And then the other ones, there's a couple ones here that have some of the red coloring as well, just not as intense as this one. It's not coming up on camera, but the leaves are also a little bit more on the dark green side. So the aeroponic garden, I'm going to just start calling the cloner because that's what I'm using for. So the cloner has 12 slots. So I'm going to take around 6-inch cuttings, 2 from each of these 6 cuttings. This one also has some of that red pigmentation. But yeah, I've just numbered these 1 through 6. And I believe I cut the plants clockwise outside. So in case I need to reference with what I took from outside. Next spring, we'll have that in mind. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's cut these up. So quick rundown of what I got for the cloner. This is the cloner I've been talking about. It says it holds 6.5 liters of water. That's a lot of water, but it comes with the LED strips there. And I bought some sponges with these grow baskets that go in little holes so the plant doesn't fall through. And these are for starting seeds, like little humidity domes and some labels, tweezers for the seeds. And this is a rooting hormone, which I'll be scoring the bottoms of these where I'll be taking the cuttings and then I'll just dip them in the powder and then stick them in these sponges. So the aeroponic garden works by pumping water. I'm not sure if this one has a bubbler or if it's just a recirculating pump. I didn't really look at the manual yet. This is where the water will go, and that's the cover for the pods. So when I open the box, it actually brings the rooting sponges. I guess I didn't need to buy the extra ones. That's right, we'll just use these for rooting the pomegranate cuttings that I usually do in the spring. Instead of using an upside down fish tank, I can use this aeroponic cloner. So yeah, it should be enough with 24 plants. I wonder if you could reuse the sponges. Probably not, because the roots are going to grow through it. Okay, so these rooting sponges, grow sponges, have a little space here for a seed, which only goes about half an inch deep. So we're going to have to poke a deeper hole using, I can use the rod that it came with, just so that the cutting, the stem of the cutting actually goes deep enough into the grow sponge. So I've already moistened these. It's easier if it's moist to push the rod in. So that one is ready, and we're going to push the stem into here, which will come about to here below the water line, which is what we need. Right about there. So I've put these in a bowl of water. I have this barbecue skewer, which is pretty sharp on the tip there, which is making it easier to cut through the center of the grow sponge versus using the plastic rod there, which was sometimes tearing it. So yeah, we're not going to use this. And it brought those labels for the grow domes. I'm just using them to remember which cutting I put in here. So 1 through 6. So I cut up all the long cuttings and scored them, dipped them in the rooting hormone, and pushed them into the grow sponge. And then I've just numbered the leaves just in case something happens to the labels. I've actually muted the video. I'm doing a voiceover, but the pump is on. It's not very loud. And it is a recirculating pump. It's not an airstone type of pump. I'm not sure if one is better than the other. I'm new at this, obviously. But yeah, we'll see how it works out. I'll definitely upload an update to this once I see anything happening. And I'm going to check the manual to see which of these LED modes is ideal for rooting. So I've got all the water in. I should have probably done this after I moved it, because this is not the location I want the cloner to stay in. And one more time, the cloner's on, the circulator's on, and I've set it to herbal mode. Or at least I think I did. So yeah, I will keep you all posted on how these progress, maybe in a month or two. See ya. Bye.